Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Me again, Shannon Fox here, the Road to Patriots 2 channel. I want to talk to y'all about something that happened a couple of days ago. I'm talking about the presidential address to the nation. Not so much what Trump said, but what was not said, was not really talked about too much until the aftermath, which is how the Democrats reacted the entire time during the greatest speech I think I've ever heard. One of the greatest. I wish he'd have talked a little bit about the SAVE Act and put that in the Congress's mind, in the Senate's mind, to push that through. But more than that, I'm glad to see that Trump is telling it like it is. Our country is doing so much better in just the last 12 months than we were doing under the last 4+ years, no doubt about it. There's been a couple of video clips that have been put out. It's a very small channel on X. Guy, I think he's got 300 or 400 subscribers. Our followers on X put out a compilation video of all the politicians sleeping and acting a fool, or just, for the most part, not standing for what matters, including the Angel Moms, the Gold Star families, and anything tragic that's happened in our country in the last 12 months that was discussed. They wouldn't stand up for none of that. They wouldn't stand up for anything that was a celebratory statement made by Trump. The Democrats would not celebrate a damn thing. They were just sitting over there pouting in their corner. Well, there was a couple of things that I noticed and caught on to watching this. We have a sickness in our country with the Democrat Party. It is as bad as I've ever seen it. We literally have, if not half the nation, at least half of Congress that hates America, hates us, wishes they could pick the bones off the meat off the bones of this country, versus trying to help their fellow man or keep this place afloat another minute. And there's a lot of those even in the Republican Party, so I can't say nothing. But over the last 24, 48 hours since the speech has been put out, there's been a lot of things said about this was a trap set, and I'm beginning to come to the same conclusion myself. Trump didn't just come out and say a great speech. He put it out there with the entire world watching what you should stand for. And so he brought it to the table with several things like that. And when the Republicans would stand up and cheer for this or cheer for that, and the Democrats said, "Well, over in their corner," it showed. It showed the Democrats have no empathy, no sympathy, no love for our country, and it is blaringly obvious. And I think that will be the thing that will be used in commercials from this point forward, including this guy's clip that went super viral. Everybody that has got a big channel over here on X has shared this today, and I just thought I'd share it with y'all as well. If y'all haven't seen it, it's not this clip, the first clip, but it's a 20-something second clip that was comprised. I'll show you here directly. Very brilliantly done, simple enough. Just shows what was really going on, why Trump is addressing the nation. These wicked, sleazy, lazy, hateful Democrats. Check out this video, folks. This is a good one. Put out by the White House.
So tonight I'm inviting every legislator to join with my administration in reaffirming a fundamental principle. If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens.
That's right. The trap is set. Dang. See what he did there, don't you? He knew what he was doing. Wait for it, folks. Tells a huge story about the Democrats that are running part of this country. Old Mark Kelly, a criminal from Arizona, senator. Plumb shameful. But more than that, folks, the Democrats really showed their ass. Trump set the trap. Anybody that supports America and America first, please stand up. And the Democrats are all, yeah, we love the terrorists and the illegals more. We love open borders and socialism and Somali theft. Now, Sean Hannity, we're not going to listen to the whole clip. It's very long, but Sean Hannity broke this down pretty well as far as what is going on with the sourness of a part of our nation.
Begin tonight with a message heard across the country and around the world. Take a look.
My fellow Americans, our nation is back, bigger, better, richer, and stronger than ever before.
All night, the president championed the resilience, the spirit of you, the American people. Democrats in the room, they sat on their hands, scowling, groaning like the angry, petulant children that they now have become as a party. It was an unforgettable visual that perfectly contrasted President Trump's leadership with what now has become heartless, soulless, deranged, anti-American, a Democratic Party that has lost its way. Just take a look at your screen. They didn't stand for the mother whose young daughter was stabbed to death by an illegal immigrant. They didn't stand for the 5-year-old girl who was nearly killed during a car crash caused by an illegal alien. They didn't stand for the mother of a Ukrainian refugee stabbed to death in North Carolina by a career criminal. They didn't stand for Charlie Kirk's widow, Erica. Only about half of them were willing to stand for the U.S. men's gold medal winning hockey team. And during what I believe was the moment of the night, Democrats simply refused to stand up and reaffirm their duty to you, the American people. And I promise you, this will be in many a campaign ad this midterm election year.
He's absolutely right. And there's already campaign ads already popping up, or pre-campaign ads, should I say. There's been a couple of different things go viral today involving just great compilations of all these folks with their leery eyes in Congress, sleeping, playing on their phones. Now, this here I thought was a total genius move. We have a representative named Kat Kamek from Florida. I like her. I've talked about her several times on the channel in the past. Well, she put herself right in the middle of the deep in the middle of the Democrat side of the chamber during President's speech. Why? So when she stood up to clap every time Trump said something that was appealing, the cameras had to point to her and show her clapping as well, because she was one of the ones standing up. What it did show is the sea of deadbeats around her that were all looking down, looking around, gritting their teeth, gnashing of the teeth. Excellent move. I thought this was a pretty cool tactic. Check it out. Hear it from her in her own words.
So we actually have a little something tonight for our friends on the left, and you'll have to tune in to see what we're planning. I think that that's really what people saw last night, was that clear divide of people who are willing to stand up for America and those that are going to sit on their hands. And so
That's right.
You saw that clear divide in the room. I was the only Republican sitting on the Democrat side, because I believe you need to lead by example. We're willing to stand for America, and they just want to sit it out. That is what America needs to think about when they go to vote in these November midterms. America is back, baby. We are so excited. I might go run through the Capitol playing Freebird.
Turn that off or I get a copyright issue. A lot of that older rock and roll is copyrighted. Yes, folks, I thought that was a pretty slick move. She went over and sat with the Democrats just so when the cameras had to pan over to somebody standing up, you see everybody sitting down around her. It says it's confirmed that the grueling moment congressional Democrats refused to stand up and serve American citizens over illegal aliens at the State of the Union is being surged to key swing states and districts in the midterms. State of the Union address, presidential address, whatever you want to call it. Says that spot will run nationwide and target races in several key states. Democrats are now running major damage control and fake news interviews as well. We should keep up the momentum going and pass the SAVE Act in America. Save America Act. Force them to oppose us. It's an 85-15 issue, and I agree. We got Fox News rechanting CNN's. Just watch.
These people are crazy.
This video went viral earlier.
That spot was cut by a conservative group and will run nationally and target races in several key states. This headache for Democrats now may stretch beyond the midterm elections. A potential presidential candidate already put it on spotlight. Watch.
Look, it's not typical the opposition party stands and claps for every moment, but on that line, would you have?
The president had a choice last night to speak to the American people or to spar with those in the chamber, to either try to unite our country or further sow division.
I actually have the full clip for you. It's only 20-something seconds long, but this clip will go in political campaign ads from this point forward to the midterms. I wonder if the guy's going to get any kind of rights to the video clip, considering he made it himself. Who knows? We'll get to that in just a second, though. Actually, let me just swap this video over. All right, I think it's this one right here. You even got John Fetterman weighing in on this stuff. He's despicable. That tells you what kind of people these Democrats are, because they hate Trump so much, they can't even stand up for the American people. That says a lot. That says they're broken. It says, Democrat Rep. Jared Mikowicz called out for refusing to stand with President Trump and said the government should work for Americans, not illegals. Listen to this crap.
I mean, I stand for
most Democrats did not stand.
I stand for Americans over non-citizens, and so do all of my colleagues. But just because it's not the Galactic Senate, just because the Emperor says rise doesn't mean I get up. Like I'm a different.
You rose sometimes,
I'm a different branch of government. I rose for the heroes that were in the gallery, not because the president.
But not for the other point. I mean, you rose because, and thank you for rising. I think in those cases that this is an easy moment to be united, whether it's around Team USA or it's around any of the people who were featured there. But that's sending a message that you agree with the statement or the sentiment, and you chose not to stand.
I stand for
most Democrats did not stand.
I stand for Americans.
I stand for Americans. I don't think you do. I think you're lying. Even John Fetterman weighed in. I think John Fetterman is about the only sane Democrat in the chamber. Maybe so.
The rest of people in my party would stand up and clap for. I clapped with a lot of those things that it seemed like others. Like I stood up and I clapped to recognize the family that lost their daughter, the Ukrainian girl that was stabbed to death, in North Carolina. And I stood up and I clapped that political prisoner from Venezuela. How you can't celebrate those kinds of things. And now I also celebrated all the veterans that were in the audience as well, too. And even more the political things like Erica Kirk. I stood up and I clapped for her as well, too. Now, here, can't we just be more kind to a widow? I mean, we just shouldn't be that long ago that a widow, with young children has her husband murdered. How we can't just acknowledge that as well too. Whether white people would attack her, whether the left or the right either. So I'm always going to stand up and clap for things that I agreed with in, like.
So John Fetterman is the only Democrat left that has any empathy or any sympathy for his fellow man, fellow woman. I find that hard to believe, but it seems to be the case. We're literally seeing nothing but crazy folks out there. Nothing but crazies. Now, after the there was a poll after Trump's before and after speech, pre-speech, and post-speech polling numbers done by CNN, and sure enough, Trump's pre-speech numbers were at 54%, post-speech numbers up to 64%. So Trump's numbers literally went up 10% by some poll that by some poll that CNN was putting out there. They put one out every year over different policies and different things that are said during the State of the Union. Best president ever. I have to agree to those terms. Yes, folks. I still haven't showed you the viral clip that was put out there today. You've seen a little bit of it, but let me find it here on my channel directly. We'll play that one before we get out of here. Hope everybody's having a great day. Been busy as a beaver around here, taking care of stuff around the house today. Oh, in other news, Hillary Clinton has testified and says she has no information about child trafficking with Epstein Network and doesn't recall, keyword, ever meeting Epstein. But the emails say differently. So they're just going to get up there and lie. That's just the fact of the matter. The Clintons are not going to go to jail behind Epstein. I just don't believe it at this point. I think there's a better chance of hell freezing over at this point. I think they're some of the untouchables. They have too many friends in high places is what that boils down to. Or people are scared of them. I don't know which. It's one or the other. It's pretty spooky, though. All right, folks. Got the viral clip for you that everybody went astir about after the Democrats throwed such a down. Pretty sickening, if you ask me. Okay, this one. Let me keep on scrolling. Okay, I think I found it here. Hold on. There we go. Last video of the day. This is the viral clip. Alright, here we go.
If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. First duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens. These people are crazy. If you agree with this statement,
this kid made this video, or I don't know, kid or not, should I say? Somebody with a really, really small channel over here on X this morning, or actually yesterday, put this out, and it went viral this morning. I don't know how many views it's got at this point, but it sums it up perfectly. And hopefully they will use these clips from here until 2026 midterm elections. In the meantime, I hope everybody is going to vote in their primary elections to put the right people in place. Like here in Texas, we need Ken Paxton in over anybody else, and we need John Cornyn